Hello and welcome back to another runway recreation. It's Sierra Mist, the shape-shifting superstar from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, bringing you yet another makeup transformation. If you're new here, it's okay, you're a little late, but welcome to the party. We post videos every single week talking about horror movies, makeup transformations, how we made costumes, all sorts of cool stuff. Also, spoilers ahead. This, was my last day on TV. I sashayed away. Before I get super into it, I just want to say how humbled and grateful I am for this entire experience, including this experience. Doing drag, connecting with you all, meeting you in your cities, feeling your love and support for my art is something I can't put into words. And that's rare. I went into Drag Race with the intention of doing art that made me proud, and I did that. I went in wanting to make friends and feel inspired by drag, and I did that. This entire journey would not have been possible without the love and support of my family, my drag family, my community, and to all of you, I am so eternally grateful. To all of you who may be sad about everything that happened, I want you to know I am just fine. That everything happens for a reason, and that this whole experience is just the beginning. Sierra Mist is not going anywhere, but we all can be a little bit upset that you're not going to see all of these fierce looks. Fierce looks walking the runway every single week. However, you can always see them here on Runway Recreation and on my Instagram, so it is going to be okay, I promise. However, some of these looks definitely would have stomped the runway, which brings us to this look. The look I brought on the runway was not at all what I planned to wear. Desperate times call for desperate measures, while the look that I planned to wear for Shake 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 was so good and took so long to make. Oh my gosh, check out behind the seams for all of that. It is also so heavy. And going into that day knowing my only job was to lip sync, I just got so in my head about the outfit and everything happening that day. Obviously, my voting was messed up. I was like, all of it is just, there were so many things going on that day. And I wish in a perfect world I wasn't in that experience and I got to just show this fierce runway as is. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. So let's get into what could have been in the alternate multiverse of Sierra Mist. I was just getting ready to give you like the fashion part of me. Editorial. The makeup look for this is very flower power, twiggy, 60s mod. So we're going to be giving graphic liner, we're going to be giving fun, flirty, springtime, florals, retro. Hello. Wipe away those tears, we persevere, and keep it pumping. So let's throw a bald cap on, shave this face, and let's get fierce. Alright, enough of that sappy shit. We are bald, our beard is blocked, and we are going to do things a little different today. I'm normally eye makeup first, then foundation type of person, but today we are going to do our foundation first because we're not doing any eyebrows. We're doing something a little bit more avant-garde. It's a little bit more graphic. It's going to be inspired by like a lot of different 60s era makeups all mashed into one to make this editorial look. So we need sort of like a canvas in order to do our graphic liner. Otherwise, what's the point? As much as I love this shirt, we need to lose this. Much better. Right, sufficiently peanut butter baby. This is the thumbnail. This is the Uncanny Valley. This is people crying their eyes out in the workroom, looking like this. And I wanted to talk. I did look crazy crying my eyes out pretty much every episode. But this, like regular routine, this is your start. You're a serial killer. Let's get into a little bit of contour. I don't know why I fully just like banged that out. Like I was still on the show in all of like 5 minutes. Like that was insane. Why am I doing that? I don't need to paint that fast. I mean, if I can, fierce. I'm not going to do powder contour just yet. I want to let some of this sit, but I am going to move on to the eyes so that way I don't overthink this. So the plan is to do a very like graphic mod liner with a white lid and a black floating crease and graphic liner, but around the liner and on the cheek, I want to have like diffused yellow blush, if you will, and like above the crease. I don't think I need a brow. I want to keep it a little bit editorial and not so grounded in being like a realistic, semi-realistic 60s look. So it is going to be a little bit more avant-garde. So I'm dipping into more of a metallic golden sort of color, which I think is going to be okay. We're going to set it with yellow, but I think this is going to act as a nice sort of base around the cheek and above the eye. It's a lot sheerer than a typical cream is, so the powder is going to have to do the heavy lifting. Okay, but that is like more pigmented. So what happened over here? Okay, pros, it's adding a nice natural highlighter in sort of a yellowy golden palette, which I was going to want anyways. Cons, kind of sheer, kind of patchy, didn't really have any color payoff. That is a-okay. That's where we dip into our actual shadow. First, I'm going to dip into my Mayron Star Blend. This is like a semi-loose cake powder. It's used for setting body paint, so I use it often, but it's very pigmented. And we're just going to tap this on, and you can see that that is giving us a beautiful color payoff. This is also relatively sheer. It's not going to be as pigmented as an eyeshadow when you lay it on with a brush, but if you go in with a puff, oh, you can like set an entire face of Clown White in a solid color. It's fierce. Also, I know that Jane is like the yellow blush champion of season 18, but if you've not done yellow blush, get into it. It's so flattering on every skin tone. It's a little bit editorial. If you're deeper skinned, you can skew it a little bit more orangey. Like, it just is Gorgina. But you know, what I'm loving is that I'm still getting that sheen under that. So that's nice. Ultimately, I want my skin to look like skin, just a nicer version of it. And that's working. That's without any highlighter, people. That is just a nice finish on the foundation and a creamy little bit of a reflect under it with a powder on top. Okay, that sounds like a lot. I want to intensify some of these colors. So I'm going to go in with B2 from my Norvina palette. This is a little bit more of a like fluorescent highlighter yellow, so I'm going to be really intentional about where I put this. With that same brush, I'm taking more of a tangerine color from the Juno Birch collaboration with Trixie Cosmetics, and I'm going to actually start to sort of diffuse the edges of this, so that way when I go in with a contour color, I've got this built-in orangey golden transition. And you can see the difference. This feels a little bit more like alien sickly. I mean, obviously I have no structure to my face right now, but this feels a little bit more alien, extraterrestrial. This is starting to warm it up, so it feels a little bit more human in a way. Do you like how I was just like, oh god, I'm gonna ruin the brush. Again, why am I so, I haven't even had like, I had a cup of coffee like in the morning. Why am I so go, go, go? Because I'm just excited to do this look since I could have done it, but I did not. And you know what? We're doing it now. We're going to keep darkening that eventually, but my focus is on the eye. I wanted to have some of the initial spot mapped out. Per usual, I want to sort of sketch out a shape for my eyes, my crease, all of that before I go in with a graphic liner. Just because that's a lot of commitment. Black and white graphic liner, some people can really go for it. If I'm being very honest, I actually probably could. But why? We've got the time. So I'm just going to take sort of like a neutral shade and sketch out the shape of my 60s crease and actually trace sort of where I want my liner to go, because 60s liner is a little bit downturned sometimes. Now, if you're going more the like Priscilla Presley, Sophia Loren type of like yanked feline look that starts to get into like mid 60s, 70s-ish fierceness, that is a little bit more Yankee Doodle Dandy. I don't know. It's a little more fierce, and drag already sort of leans into a lot of those shapes. So if I want it to read a little bit more 60s, I need to lean into sort of the like lilt of it. So there's a balance, right? Sierra's rambling again. Let her monologue. I'll cheat my eye there. My liner needs to come up to here. And then, you know, and it'll come down, love. And then we'll do a little under one that I can handle. And you know what, that is, I mean, it could be more, yeah, I do want it to be a little bit more yanked. I want it to be Yankee Doodled. Okay, that's fine. That's why we sketched it out. That's fine. So we're just going to change the angle. So essentially not that different, and I was overthinking it. It's a little bit of a lower angle. Next steps on this. I think off camera, because I need to be like up in a mirror, I'm going to do my graphic white to clean this up and the black just to sharpen it back up. And I'll go ahead and fill in my regular liner just on the top. I'll show you the bottom at the end. I don't know. I think that's it. I look a little... This is kooky. I feel like Ronald McDonald for some reason. These look like eyebrows right now, which is so funny. Let me go clean this up real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll pick up wherever we leave off. All right, well, that took a couple of years off my life. But you know what? It looks good. Y'all look good. I know I said I wouldn't do the bottom, but I needed to like get the base of that. But I'll do the bottom lashes for you when we're all wrapped up. Now, we've got to get into the skin. We've got to do powder contour. We can re-intensify this blush. We're in the home stretch. I like how I'm like giving myself a pep talk. Like I haven't been doing this like if I've ever. Let's start on the nose today. I feel like that's gonna just like get me back in the mood. It's all happening. I really am like, is everything okay? Am I okay? Moving on to the rest of the contour. Face is pretty well put together. I'm feeling good about the powder contour. I'm feeling good about this like yellowy orange blush. I think the next step is for us to throw on a lip. Oh, let's get into it, diva. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I didn't show you how to do the lips, and I'm sorry, okay? Forgive me. I was trying to decide whether I would do a lip shape that RuPaul would like, because that's what I did 2 episodes ago, or if I wanted to do what I wanted to do. It's similar to what I did for Ru. Also, hello, highlighter, hello. This is the OG rainbow highlighter from Bitter Lace Beauty, and I just dipped into the yellow and the orange. Oh my gosh. So sorry, you missed the lip, you missed the highlighter. We put it on just so we could get into the details. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take a black Epic Ink liner, and we're gonna sharpen up underneath. Girl, calm down. We're going to sharpen up under these eyes and draw some little like 60s mod lower lashes. 60s Twiggy cute. Cute. Okay. So finishing detail that I want to do, normally I do glitter or freckles or something like that. And we're going to sort of do something like that. I have these like flower iridescent yellow glitter pieces. But I need to do a little bit of lash glue and create these freckle spots for them. So let me let this side dry, and I will stick those on. We are at the finish line. I owe myself a little dot on the nose and some lashes, so let me go ahead and pop these lashes on. All right, I know what you're thinking. Trixie Mattel, is that you? Listen, I had to put the wig on so I could figure out how much room I had for these lashes and these little flower petal spikes. Oh, I need to brush the wig though. Hello. But this is the finished makeup. This has been a fun, creative makeup, and I love that I got a chance to still bring my shake to life. So even though I've got the wig on, I still have to get on the earrings and the outfit and the heels and get to set. So let's go.
None of this would be possible without the support of all of my loyal misfits, especially my Patreon subscribers. A huge shout out to my top supporters, Jen Peterson, Allison Darlington, TD, Paige Rauschuber, Ian Miller, Brentley Bidge, Mikey Reichart, Ilana, Discord Adams, Elias Gearing, Brian Starr, Roddick, Maddie D, Caitlin Egan, Togo Moose, Max, Cole, Nora B, Zarin Kleitman, Ty Styles, Harry and Cindy S, Caitlin, Sadie, Crazy Dragon Lady, Pierre Bush, Hales, Richie Kelly, XX Dying Wolf, Catherine. If you would like a special shout out or behind the scenes access, make sure you subscribe to the CRMS Patreon today.